And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. We're here at Bethpage High School, site of today's Nassau Conference C quarterfinal matchup between the Golden Eagles and the North Shore Vikings. I'm Ben Turchin, pleased to bring you this game on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And I'll be joined by Brian Soper, head coach of the Oyster Bay Bayman boys varsity lacrosse team. He'll be joining us momentarily. Folks, this is our first week of playoffs around Nassau County, and we could have gone anywhere for our final live stream broadcast of the lacrosse season. But if you know anything about this growing rivalry, coming here was too good to pass up, and here's the reason why. You only need to rewind back to May 4th, right here at Bethpage High School, when North Shore took a 5-2 halftime lead on their way to a victory, but not so fast, said Bethpage, coming back maybe their biggest win of the season in double OT. You're going to see it right here by Kevin Leon. 7-6 final in that game. Just how big was that win? Well, it gave Roddy McCoy, head coach of Bethpage, and his squad the bye, and it forced North Shore to play an opening round game against Carl Place Wheatley on Monday, which they were able to do. As we bring in Coach Soper, we'll take a look at the two teams' recent past, Coach, because this is very interesting. You take a look at their last 3 overtime games, including May 4th this year, and a game in the playoffs. This is becoming a big rivalry.
The thing is in the Conference C, we pretty much have had the same teams playing each other year in and year out. And, you really get to know each team. So going in each year, right, coaches are well prepared for each other. They know what each team has. And as a coach in this conference for a few years, I always prepared for Bethpage and North Shore very similarly. Good athletes, tough kids, right, just always giving 100% effort. And, maybe not, your traditional, powerhouse in terms of skills, and but it's a tough, drag it out game. So when you have two teams that have similar styles, you're going to get close games. And yes, that game was huge a few weeks ago, getting that bye.
Amazingly, if you look at these last 5, starting in 2017, they played 5 times in 2 years. The only game at North Shore was the playoff game May 17th in 2017. Every other game has been here, including today. So 6 games, 5 at Bethpage, 1 at North Shore, 3 overtimes. If you don't think we're in for a great game today, you're not paying attention. Let's take a look at the Nassau Conference C bracket. And as we mentioned at the top, Bethpage, by beating North Shore in the regular season, as you see right here, the 4 seed. North Shore took care of Wheatley Carl Place. So they're here today. Before we get into this game, you look around the brackets. What stands out to you? Floral Park beating Seaford. They have Cold Spring Harbor. That game is tonight at 7 o'clock. Then 2 games tomorrow in Class C in the quarterfinals. Locust Valley hosts Lynbrook. Coach Leahy has his goalie back for the Owls. Wantagh Mineola. What do you see out of this bracket?
This is probably the most competitive year we've had in the C's. Cold Spring Harbor losing this year to North Shore. Floral Park has a great face-off guy with Cold Spring Harbor. That's going to be a great battle. Obviously, this game is going to be really tight. Locust Valley has a ton of offense coming back. The goalie going to Loyola. Lynbrook, always tough, plays his own defense, right? That game's going to be really tightly contested. And then the one that I'm really interested in is Wantagh Mineola. Wantagh with the face-off with Di Matteo, right, the returning offensive guys. And Mineola's goalie, Renner, has played tremendous this season. So I think it's wide open. In the beginning of the year, I kind of thought Locust Valley, Cold Spring Harbor would be the final. So, let's see. Let's see where we get to.
I'm going to put you on the spot. If somebody in this conference was going to beat Cold Spring Harbor to be the Class C champ, who do you think that could be?
I think it's going to be Locust Valley, right, if it's anybody, because you have a lot of returning veterans on offense, right? You have a goalie, and from what I've heard, we didn't play them this year, but Locust Valley, plays a real tough zone defense with a good goalie behind it. That makes it really tough. And when you have guys, at the midfield, Trepida, you got Smith, right? You got a lot of offensive firepower back. They're going to be really tough, if they can, if they can get through, right? Because Wantagh, Mineola, Lynbrook, right? All 3 of those teams in the bottom half of the bracket are really tough.
Could be anybody's bracket, folks. A lot of people think Cold Spring Harbor, they've been dominant for many, many years, but we have two good ones today, and the winner of this game moves on to take on Cold Spring Harbor in Hofstra for the semifinals. Well, if North Shore is going to win today, it's going to be because of these reasons as we take a look at Coach Aaron Kozlowski's keys to the game. Coach, take us through. What is he talking about here? Limit offensive turnovers, win the ground balls, no inside shots by Bethpage. What is Coach talking about?
Yeah, Bethpage, they're a team that likes to move the ball. They like to cut inside, right? So he's trying to limit those shots that get in tight and allow his goalie to see the ball. So kind of pack it in, right? They play a zone defense, right? So they'll pack it in and not let him feed the crease. And hopefully, he needs a big game out of Khan in the net to make those saves if they're going to force them to shoot from the outside. He mentioned kind of playing full speed for 48 minutes and to get Dimitri going. Some of these scores, looking at both teams, they've been low scoring. So if you can kind of get some early offense, some quick transition goals and get the middies going, I think Coach would like to see a little sped up type of game today. Forrest Dimitri, the sophomore attack for North Shore. We'll talk about him throughout the course of the game. That's the North Shore side of things. Roddy McCoy and the Bethpage Golden Eagles, their keys to victory today to move on to the semifinals. If that's going to happen, he needs to see his team limit his offensive turnovers, get more face-off wins against Steve Graber, we'll talk about him, and eliminate mental mistakes. What do you think about these keys to the game? Yeah, definitely. You possessions in lacrosse are so important, right? So to with a guy like Graber to try to get, he said 30% was his number, and at least try to make sure you scrap it up at the face-off X and not allow for easy wins. But again, Bethpage, how are they going to handle the zone? Right, going in that North Shore is going to play that zone and try to pack it in, and Bethpage is going to have to, they're going to have to adjust. And again, sometimes the best way to play against the zone defense is to attack early and not to let them set up in the zone. So Bethpage has relied on its defense all year. I think that's going to be no different. Even if you lose, 70% of the faceoffs, which he'd be happy with, he's very confident with Keener and Groom down there and Hanley in the goal that they can stay in it.
Well, it's an absolutely picture-perfect day here at Bethpage. It's a great day for lacrosse, but it's also, a great day for golf. And we would be remiss if we didn't tell folks watching today how close we are to the PGA Championship going on here at Bethpage/Farmingdale, depending on what hole you're on. There you see it, only 3 miles by car, but as the crow flies, it might actually be even shorter, believe it or not. And Tiger Woods, if you're a Tiger Woods fan, well, he didn't get off to a great start today. +2 is already 9 strokes behind the leader, Brooks Koepka. So an absolutely beautiful day here for not only golf, but for lacrosse. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, starting lineups and face-off here from Bethpage High School. It's quarterfinals in Conference C on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media Streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Hey sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life. Welcome back, folks. There you see the Goodyear blimp. No, it's not over Bethpage High School. It's actually over Bethpage Black in Farmingdale. Coach Soap, I don't know if you knew this, but 2 holes at Bethpage Black start in Nassau County and end in Suffolk County. How about that? You learn something new every day here at the Varsity Media Sports Network. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for this game. We'll start with the visitors, the North Shore Vikings. At the attack, you had mentioned Forrest Dimitri. Coach Kaz wants to get a little bit faster start out of him today. Dominic Calderoni, Michael Albanese. The midi, the senior, the captain on his way to Army West Point, Stephen Graber, will be calling his name throughout the day. Dominic Gonzalez, Joe Carozzo, he's outstanding at ground balls. Keep an eye out for number 7. Defensively, Richard Cute, Andrew Franco, Jonathan Aledo, and in net, James Kahn. That's the starting lineups for North Shore. Let's take a look at the Bethpage Golden Eagles, the home team, the 4 seed. At the attack, Brandon Bestany, Kevin Mouton, Connor Woods, Kevin Leon, Stephen Gabrinowitz. In the midi, Kyle Saugy, midi. Defenseman Kevin Groom, Alex Keener. On his way to St. Joe's, Division I, Patrick Kerrigan. And in net, Brian Hanley. And Coach, Hanley had an outstanding game the first time around.
Yeah, I mean, both goalies very similar, both right-handers, both a little bit shorter in stature. And as a goalie myself, it's very important to watch in the first quarter, right? Those first few shots. I'm sure, both coaches want to make sure that their goalies make that first save and gain some confidence.
So we are moments away here from the start of this one. We'll take another timeout. When we come back, we have face-off. So don't go anywhere from Bethpage High School on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Hey sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life.
Now is the time to sign up with Varsity Media for this year's lacrosse season. We offer competitive filming rates for full season coverage of your team. Varsity Media also offers action photography during the lacrosse season as well. To learn more about our services, visit varsitymedia.net or give us a call today.
Welcome back to Bethpage High School. It's Ben Turchin and Brian Soper here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Coach Soper, head coach of Oyster Bay, the Baymen, the Conference D champions in Long Island. So I guess a congratulations out to you. And you'll be taking on the winner of Mattatek Port Jeff.
Yeah, being the only Class D school in Nassau County, one of the perks is that we get our kids to get a chance to go and play on Long Island Championship Day, which is, for Long Island lacrosse players, that's the epitome of what you want to do. As we look at these two teams, right, they would love to be there on the Long Island Championship June 1st.
Absolutely. Both of these teams have aspirations of at least getting to the semifinals and taking on Cold Spring Harbor. North Shore was able to accomplish that in 2017, a couple of years ago. They lost, but they got to Hofstra. Bethpage is looking to get there for the first time in a while. And we'll see. I mean, the double overtime game only 12 days ago. This one could go either way here, a 4 versus 5. You can't get a more evenly matched game than we're about to see here from Bethpage High School. An absolutely beautiful day. Picturesque clouds, about 75 degrees here. And we're ready for some lacrosse. It'll be Steve Graber for North Shore.
So one thing you notice is that Keener is up on the wing. Most of the season Keener has been down low. So the idea is probably to have Keener up there so he gets his matchup a little bit easier on Graber if he wins or loses the face-off.
Graber, the do-it-all midi, the senior on his way to West Point to play lacrosse, 68% face-off percentage win. And looks to get that one there, but a nice job by Bethpage with the ground ball, and they'll take possession first. That was Kevin Groom on the ground ball. So the Eagles on offense. Setting things up from the top. That's Kevin Leon. He had the game-winning goal 12 days ago on this very field in the double OT win. Does he have some heroics left today? North Shore, coach, they like to play a zone. They keep it slow, steady.
Yeah, so, they're pressing out a little bit, right? They're in their zone, right? Looks like Bethpage, a little pick up top.
That's Leon trying to work something offensively. A nice defense there by North Shore. Coach Aaron Kozlowski said that he'd like to see them get going early on in this game. And a ground ball right there to start.
That first possession is exactly what North Shore wants Bethpage to do, to try to dodge into those two men in the zone.
And we're going to get a penalty here. Looks to be on Bethpage. See what happens when the ball goes out of bounds. Now, I missed it. I don't know if you saw it, but I missed it here.
Yeah, so the goalie came out of the net. He looks like he got pushed from behind.
And that's the call.
So exactly what, the first possession defensively, Bethpage got exactly what they wanted off the face-off, right? They played it with the pole. They wound up, getting the ground ball and getting a possession. And then North Shore got exactly what they wanted with Leon trying to dodge against the zone, drew a double team, and winds up in a penalty for Bethpage.
Kyle Gabrinowitz takes a seat for 30 seconds. Man up for North Shore. And so let's see if they can take advantage here early on in the game. We're just underway here in the quarterfinals of Conference C.
So you see they're locking off Graber.
Nice defensive play there by Alex Keener. Keener, a senior defenseman, going to St. Joe's next year, Division I lacrosse. And the first shot by North Shore connects. Dominic Calderoni, the junior attackman, puts North Shore ahead early here, 1-0.
Great shot. Good skip pass from behind up top. Good shot, nice hard shot up top. If you saw there on the man up, right, 27 steps in with a great shot there. Off ball, if you watched, the Bethpage decided to shut off Graber, right? So that means they're not going to let Graber hurt them on the man up, and that's exactly what has to happen. someone else has to step up. So a good skip pass, a step down shot, first goal of the game.
One of the things Coach Kozlowski for North Shore had said is we want to make the goalie make saves. And right away, North Shore on the first offensive set did just that. He didn't make the save. They go up 1-0. So the game plan is working early here for North Shore, just like it did on May 4th. Stick check there, successful.
So I think the first two possessions there, you see Bethpage moving Keener up to the wing and really pays off for them.
Yeah, Keener is a defenseman. So what does Bethpage gain by doing that?
It just puts him up on Graber, right? He's going to guard Graber,
yeah.
right? So it's easier to make sure that every time you get it, you see there they get the switch. It's just easier, to get a matchup on a midi.
And once again, Calderoni beating his man for the second goal of the game for number 27. The junior off to the start that North Shore looking for. 2-0 here, 9:20 to go.
So the first thing that... Yeah, so you see defensively the push out, and that's what we talked about early there. That's early offense, right? It's not playing 6-on-6. It's getting it and going, and you see the little shovel shot, which has become very popular in the high school game this year.
Coach, this is the second time in 2 games that North Shore gets off to the quick start. What's happening on the Bethpage end of it? How come they've fallen behind 2 times in a row here?
Well, you saw, you see 2 turnovers, right? So the turnovers, lead to offense the other way.
Graber with the shot that time, a nice save by Hanley. And Bethpage coming back with it. That's Keener. Getting it out to Groom, the 2 defensemen. Starting the attack. Here's a shot and a goal for number 33, Kyle Gabrinowitz, the junior attackman. Only a couple of minutes ago with a timeout in the box, and now he puts one in. Halves the lead here, 2-1, still for North Shore.
So it's really important you see a good save by the goalie, an outlet, and then that's Bethpage lacrosse. That's pole to pole, right? One extra pass, right, to a nice little, curl up shot, right? Nice placement on it. But again, it starts with a great goalie save. Graber scores that. It's 3-0. Now it's 2-1. And exactly what we're looking for, a tight contested game here.
Coach McCoy, one of the things he wants to do, get on transition, get up the field fast. That's what they do well. He's got the athletes, and you saw it executed beautifully, that possession. Graber with another win here, Coach.
Yeah, possessions start to add up, right? So it's really important that you dig in on defense. And that's exactly what Bethpage wants to do. They don't want North Shore to set up in that zone. They don't want to play zone offense, right? They want to play quick offense and attack in transition.
It's Michael Albanese, the senior attackman, getting it out. Ryan Murphy. Murphy is making his appearance for the first time in 4 games.
So a little different strategy there. Graber's coming back on the field.
Actually, Murphy, I apologize. He's been out for 2 months. Came back in the first Bethpage game, but he didn't have his legs underneath him. He wasn't game ready, so that's something to look at. Murphy could be a big pickup here for the North Shore Vikings today.
Yeah, at this point in the season, getting fresh legs back is so important, especially adding some energy to the lineup.
And there you see Murphy right there. He's got a lefty shot. That time went right. He's got speed. And I think he hit it right on the head. Fresh legs. You could just see it right on. It's very evident right on the field.
It hasn't been very hot this lacrosse season. So, if you continue on and keep playing, the hotter it gets, that, having an extra body at the midfield is super important.
Yeah, North Shore doesn't have big numbers to begin with. So Coach Kozlowski will take anything he can get. And there it is. Ryan Murphy fires and connects. His first goal in a long time. And North Shore ahead 3-1 here in the first.
So you see here, sets up a dodge, right? Quick little rollback shot, right? Shoots it up high. If you watch the goalie, right, it's the 3rd time they've shot the ball high on him. Even that bounce shot that he got was coming up high. So that's the scout. Right? If you watch Hanley, he's a smaller guy who plays a little bit lower. So they're really trying to target the top of that net. I think we have a penalty on the goalie.
Yes, indeed it is, as Brian Hanley comes out. What'd you see there, Coach?
So now they're putting him back in.
And there's not going to be a face-off on this, so North Shore is going to get the ball.
Yeah, so it had to be a dead ball foul after the goal, some sort of late hit or a taunt. But if it was on the goalie,
delay of game they called it.
Okay, so if it was an actual penalty on the goalie, he would have had to come out and serve his penalty. So that could be what the refs are discussing right now.
Well, on the board they have it as on the goalie. They have it on Hanley, but he's in net right now. So a little confusion here on the field. And we get going. Murphy from Graber, and he'll start the offense. But we do have the goalie in net.
And we have 6 guys on the field for Bethpage,
where it should be 5. So what do you make of this? A mistake?
I can honestly have no idea.
A mistake from up here in the press box, and the referees don't see it, and neither does North Shore.
I just can't. I don't know of a play in lacrosse where it would be a foul but stay even. That's the problem.
Yeah. That's Graber. Keener all over him. Wants to turn right. Good defense by the Eagles. And he'll reset to Murphy. And a great save by Hanley. Hanley is picked up right where he left off in the first game on May 4th. And here comes a transition by Bethpage. Gabrinowitz out to Matthew Schneider, senior midi, number 26. And he'll work it around to Steven Gabrinowitz. There are 2 of them on this team, brothers. You've got Kyle, 33. You've got Steven, 22. That's Kyle. Working it to the X. And now Bethpage. You see North Shore in the zone. That's affected Bethpage at times, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it slows the game down, and it takes away what Bethpage really likes to do, is to dodge, draw slides, and move the ball and look for inside cutters, and effectively has to make a long-range shooter.
Right.
You know, a zone buster like in basketball is someone who's going to stretch and make the defense really, push out.
And that's something that Coach Kozlowski had mentioned in our conversation earlier this week, limiting Bethpage, as we see a goal right there scored by number 18, Kevin Leon. North Shore wanted to limit those inside shots, but they were not successful there. Leon putting one through, his first today, makes it 3-2.
That was a tremendous little split dodge here. He really did a nice little shake there, gets 12 off. And, that's good offense, right? The idea of a zone is to dodge, get into those seams. If no one comes to you, you shoot it. If someone comes to you, you move it. So Leon with a smart play, great little shake there, good shot.
Leon going to my alma mater, SUNY Geneseo, to play lacrosse. Great program there, Division III, and they'll be lucky to have him. Graber fighting hard. They call a hold.
You'll take that. You'll take that. Anything but a transition opportunity off the face-off is what you're looking for.
Graber with some speed, going through a couple of defenders, and an elbow to the head, not called by Patrick Kerrigan. So Bethpage with some physical defense.
Great ground ball there by Dimitri.
Keeping it alive for North Shore. That's Forrest Dimitri, number 22. 27 goals on the season for him. Let's see if North Shore keeps that in. They do. Will Feldman. Little balance act there.
So Graber's taking every face-off. He comes to the box, gets a stick, then plays offense. He's yet to be off the field.
And you would expect nothing less from the senior leader for this team. North Shore goes as he does. But having Murphy back has been a big addition, and we've seen that today here. Number 19 for the Vikings. As they work it around, Dimitri against Groom. Good D by Groom, back to Graber. And Keener sticks him. The Bethpage defense has been very impressive. Graber to the ground by Keener, no call. Back to the top. Save by Hanley once again. And Coach, as a goalie, you've got to be appreciating the game that Hanley is showing us today.
Yeah, that's good defense, right? You can defend the alley dodge, you get your hands on him, and that was a shot that was he expects to save. But I like the way he's outletting the ball. As soon as he makes a save, he's looking up to get that transition, to get that early offense, like Coach McCoy said, to not have to play 6-on-6 versus the North Shore zone.
One of the things Coach McCoy also said is he wants to limit the mental mistakes and the offensive turnovers think that's why he expects most teams to play zone against him. And so far, I haven't seen too many turnovers by Bethpage. They're playing a little bit tighter. Steve Gabrinowitz. Now, what happens here? Are they working some sort of play against the zone?
Yeah, so they're kind of trying to get into what they want. What they've shown is a little bit of picking the zone, right? So I'm sure there's going to be some type of pick or two-man action here and try to get into the seams.
That head fake got one of the North Shore defensemen to the ground, but Bethpage couldn't capitalize that quick.
You know, North Shore has just always been long defensively, right? When you have four poles that are long, right, it makes it tough to pass and get the ball inside.
Yeah, they're doing a very nice job here to start in the first quarter. Ground ball, and that is picked up by Jonathan Aledo. 24 ground balls on the year. So he has done a nice job all season.
Yeah, the number one thing about playing defense is when you get a stop is to get it out. So if you have poles who can pick it up off the ground and get you out and settled in the clear, that's a win-win. The last thing you want to do is stop them and then give the ball back.
Right, there's a turnover by Gonzalez, not what North Shore is looking for there. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We've got a good one. We expected it. 3-2 North Shore, holding on to a one-goal lead here.
So this possession is important, right, because you just have what Coach McCoy said. He wants to limit the turnovers or the lull, and you just feel like the game slowed a little bit. They're like letting the zone set up. So now it's really important because it starts to creep in on you. The zone becomes its own thing, and you start to think about it in the huddle and things like that. So I think this is a very important possession.
And how do you break that lull? How do you beat the zone?
Well, I think you got to be aggressive against it. The tendency is to sit back and pass the ball on the perimeter when you really need to attack it, like Leon did 2 possessions ago, where he got into that seam and made the defenseman really think.
Kahn with the save, but a turnover by North Shore, and now Bethpage commits one as well. Graber picks it up, but he does not have numbers. 4 defensemen back for Bethpage, so he'll hold back. Gets it out to Dimitri. And back out to Feldman. So North Shore will set on offense. We'll get a couple of substitutions here. Michael Albanese back on the field. Joe Carozzo and Feldman taking a seat. And also Gianni Albuhasa, number 30, the junior attackman. He's got 9 goals and 4 assists on the year.
So let's see if North Shore looks to attack the short sticks like they did last possession.
Here's a shot on net, and that's another save. Albanese with an opportunity. But again, Hanley has been terrific here in the first quarter. After those 3 goals, he's been pretty much locked down, Brian.
Yeah, and outletting the ball great, making saves, not only making saves, but making clean saves with a stick with no rebound and able to start some transition.
That's what Bethpage wants, some transition offense. North Shore's D has been relentless. Andrew Franco. What an outstanding job by Franco, the junior defenseman. And Coach Kozlowski wants a timeout for North Shore, our first one. We take one with him. 55 seconds here in the first quarter. 3-2 North Shore over Bethpage on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Hey sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life. Welcome back. 3-2, 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's been a close game. We thought it would be this kind of game. What are you at so far? What are your thoughts here as we end the first quarter?
I think both teams have kind of done exactly what they set out to do. I think Bethpage has done a good job neutralizing the face-offs and not making that like a huge offensive piece. I think Hanley's settled in, but I also think North Shore's defense has settled in. So it's important here with this possession coming out of the timeout is that North Shore has attacked the short sticks, right, to see if they're going to keep attacking the short sticks and maybe try to expose the midfield defense for Bethpage. And it's important for Bethpage that next possession, right? They need a goal. They need to not let the zone really affect them.
Back in play, Graber. Bethpage defense has been great. Alex Keener has been all over Steve Graber today. Graber does have a goal, but not much more. He's won the faceoffs, that's for sure. But Bethpage defense has really come to play today.
So it looks like North Shore will probably wind this down. Probably Coach Kozlowski was looking to get the last shot of this quarter. Invert behind here. Looks like Bethpage has gone to a little diamond zone against the invert.
Now all of North Shore's players are at the top there. What's the purpose of that?
Yeah, just to separate, but Bethpage is in a zone type look, so now they're going to try to cut off of it, and look to swing and maybe hopefully get someone to take a bad approach.
Graber, 7 seconds, too good defensively. Nice move. And a save by Hanley. He has been lights out, folks, to end the first quarter. Man, after the beginning of this game, you could have thought maybe we'd have a double-digit game. We still may, but Hanley has really done a nice job in net.
Yeah, and defensively, they've done a good job of making those shots at some pretty bad angles, right, which as a goalie is your best friend. Sometimes those first goal was from dead center. The last few saves have been from good angles, and obviously as confidence rises, he's making more stops. I think some of the shots earlier were a little bit more higher in the net. I think some of the last shots have been a little bit lower, and that plays right into Hanley's game.
All right, so at the end of the first, 3-2 our score. North Shore ahead. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with the second quarter after this on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Ben Turchin and Brian Soper coming to you from Bethpage High School. It's the Class C quarterfinals between the Bethpage Golden Eagles and the North Shore Vikings. We've got a good one, folks, and we appreciate you tuning in live with us right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. It's our final lacrosse live stream broadcast of the 2019 season. After this, all the games head over to Hofstra for the boys, Adelphi for the girls. And we'll have some updates for you during the summer and as we get ready for the fall season. But it's been a great ride. We appreciate everybody tuning in during the whole season, and we're looking forward to many, many more live stream broadcasts in our future. So, second quarter action here. Graber and Leon once again to get us going on the face-off.
Be interesting to see both these guys that pretty much don't come off the field for both teams being a little bit hotter today. The third and fourth quarter conditioning is going to be big, especially for these two guys who are just keep going at it.
And that's something North Shore doesn't have as much as Bethpage, the depth. And that may have been a reason the Eagles were able to come back in that game on May 4th. And perhaps the reason why North Shore wanted to get off to a quick start, which they did in the first quarter. Giving them credit, 3 goals. But Bethpage has pretty much shut it down since then. Brian Hanley, a big reason why in the defense, like you had said, Coach. A big reason why, led by Keener and Quinn. And Groom, rather. Kevin Groom.
So here you see again, North Shore seems to be attacking these short sticks. every possession.
That's Murphy. Nice pick by Graber. Dimitri trying to get going offensively. Now it's up top to Feldman.
Just love on defense. Groom just sits down in that stance and just plays great defense.
Yeah, Groom is on his way to Stony Brook. He's a junior but committed to Stony Brook, so they're getting a good one. He's staying local. Always like to see that. Here's a shot and a goal. Will Feldman, number 1, putting one through. He went low to beat Hanley.
Again, you see them attack the short stick, right? 28 also for Bethpage. Christian Castles, he's been out there the whole game too. I've noticed him and Leon being out there for a long time. So playing offense and playing a lot of defense in that first quarter, took a little bit of a bad approach there, and they got caught.
Feldman with a lefty shot down low, beautifully executed. And the Vikings take back a 2-goal lead here, just underway in the second quarter, 10:51. And, of course, Graber at 68%. Success rate on the faceoffs has been added all day today and gets another. Going right through 2 Bethpage players. Let's see if they can capitalize here. A bounce shot. And how do you get one past this kid? He's been so good.
So Graber's really good at, as soon as he wins that faceoff, he has one thing on his mind, and it's to go to that cage. And that was a nice bounce shot. Good save, maybe a little bit of goalie's best friend with the pipe there, but it's not in the net.
North Shore has been very good at capitalizing on those kind of opportunities today. The quick strike. And now they will hold back a little bit longer. Murphy. Albu Hassan going left. Good defense by Kyle Saugy, number 9.
So you obviously see the plan is to attack those short sticks, and obviously let Graber work as well.
And what a job there, going around the defenseman. Nothing you could do there with a lefty backhand shot. And North Shore up 5-2. Let's take another look at this, Coach. Very impressive goal.
It's just going hard, right? Going hard to the net. Doesn't matter who's guarding you. Little change of direction there, come back, little finalizer move, and that underhand kind of sidearm shot, which, as a goalie, you really have no chance to pick up the launch angle on that.
I know. What more could Alex Keener do defensively on that play?
Yeah, he threw one check there at X when he was trying to trail to X. Maybe not throw a check there and just really turn him a little bit earlier. Is, as a coach, what I want to see. If I'm a goalie, I'm telling him that, on the next possession, no check there. I just want you to push.
Right. Keener's been playing great today on Graber, but Graber gets one there. 5-2 is our score here. North Shore in the same position they were in on May 4th. They had this kind of lead in the first half, so it's kind of like deja vu or Groundhog Day. We're right here. That was the score at halftime. Obviously, we have a lot more of the second quarter to play, but it's a very similar type of game, Brian, that we were at May 4th.
Momentum is so big in the game of lacrosse, so this possession is really super important.
Well, that was an errant shot, that time by Brandon Bestany, first time calling his name, and he's a guy that can give Coach McCoy some offense. He's going to play at McDaniel next year, Division III. He's got 17 goals on the season.
Somebody needs to step up for Bethpage, not named Leon. They're really going to need someone else to really start this offense, make a shot, hit a shot, because he's out there the whole time.
That's Leon ball on his stick out to Grabrinowitz.
Grabrinowitz could be that guy, to make those long-range shots and try to make sure that maybe it stretches the defense a little bit and it's not so tight.
Yeah, Kyle with 14 goals on the season. So like you said, Bethpage looking for anybody to put one through at this point. As we talked about the lull that sometimes they get into offensively, and we've seen it here for the past 5 or so minutes.
So Coach McCoy puts Grabrinowitz inside, kind of like at the foul line in a basketball, try to maybe get him a high crease feed for a catch and shoot. Being so tall, that's not a bad option.
Turnover by the Eagles. And do we have a timeout? Looks like we have a timeout on the field. Comes with 8:28 to go here in the second quarter. We'll step aside, back with more of our game of the week here, North Shore Bethpage, with the Vikings ahead by 3 on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media Streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Ben Turchin and Brian Soper, head coach of the Oyster Bay Baymen boys varsity lacrosse team. We thank you for joining us today on our Game of the Week playoff action here in Nassau County. And we've got a good one here, 5-2 North Shore over Bethpage. And the Vikings off the timeout hold possession.
Nice clear by North Shore. They put their two short sticks on the wide side. They swung it from Graber to the goalie. Pretty easy clear out of the timeout.
And Coach, if you're North Shore right now, you've got the 3-goal lead. I don't think that's enough, but are you slowing it down a little bit more?
No, I think they have the momentum right now. I think they're pedal to the metal. They're gonna go and keep trying to shoot and stretch that lead. Obviously, from that first game, if they learned anything, that 3 goals isn't enough.
Right. Here's Murphy. Nice fake, lefty. And it will stay North Shore ball. That's something that he gives North Shore, a little lefty look here that Coach Kozlowski really likes.
Yeah, the midfield defense for Bethpage needs to get better. North Shore is attacking those short sticks religiously.
Here's another opportunity, that time by Dimitri. Sails a little wide. Again, they're getting their shots, Coach.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Graber, right? He scored that last goal. Everyone's staring at him, and you ball watch for a second, and someone cuts, and they get a wide open shot.
That time, Keener forces the ground ball, picked up by Hanley. Nice defense by Bethpage. And it was that turned over. Fight for it on the ground. So they tried for a little transition, and they come away with the ball. Kyle Soggy, number 9, for a second, and he turned it over? It did. North Shore getting it back.
I thought Bethpage could have used the timeout there to save that possession, because 5-2, these possessions are super important here as we close in on the end of the second quarter.
We talked about the lulls. We talked about the mental mistakes. Are you surprised here with this game this big that they have kind of fallen back to that here right now?
I just think they played a lot of defense, right? I think a lot of defense in their end, and perhaps a little fatigue, mental fatigue. But, Keener makes a great play there to strip the ball, and now you give it right back to North Shore, who's been dominating possessions and winning all the faceoffs. So at some point, defensively, it gets pretty frustrating.
Absolutely, as we see North Shore again. Murphy trying to beat his man, Peter Cucurullo, number 34 for Bethpage. That's Abulhassa, number 30, back to Murphy. Bouncer shot saved by Hanley. Let's see, here comes Graber behind. Does he cause the turnover? He does. Dimitri wide open back to, wasn't Graber, but the goal is good, and a penalty. Scoring was Dominic Calderoni, number 27, and I think we're going to get a penalty on Bethpage.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a push, and the goal will be allowed and wiped out. But that's a tremendous momentum goal. Anytime you can get a goal off of a ride and you get a layup.
It's all caused by Graber coming around. The goalie never saw him, and that leads to the goal. It all starts with him.
Exactly. That's why he's his reputation, I remember when I first started at Oyster Bay, his brother was at North Shore, who also played at West Point, and same type of mentality, never quit, do anything possible for the team. And you're just kind of seeing a reincarnation here with
the younger brother.
Yeah.
With Steve. And the momentum you talked about it, Coach, it's on North Shore side. You said keep the pedal to the metal. That's exactly what they're doing. they're not holding back here as another face-off win by Steve Graber. And North Shore will go to work on offense. So you're right. Bethpage has been on the defensive zone. They haven't really had a lot of opportunities. And the opportunities they do get, it's like one and done.
Yep. And you're starting to see a little, stick swinging. Feet aren't moving as much. Dominating the ground balls in their offensive end.
Joe Carozzo. And that's going to be a turnover. Or I spoke too soon. Fight for it. Nope, it will be. And now Bethpage with an opportunity. So with 5:38 here, Coach, how important is this offensive set here for the Eagles?
Huge, right? This is the biggest possession of the game so far. They need to at least get a good shot on net. Maybe not score, but they need a good offensive possession where they feel comfortable that they can move the ball against the zone and get what they're looking for.
Steve Gabrinowitz, ball in his stick. And Bethpage is trying to get something going on offense here. In need of a goal. Haven't scored since the first quarter. And we're 5 minutes to play here in the second. They'll work it back up top to Christian Castles, number 28. And back to Leon. So North Shore zone keeping them wide. That's what they're looking for. Oh, wow. Gabrinowitz are going to get... They're going to get an offensive penalty there?
Yeah, that was a ward, right? A new rule this year is, you can actually ward off not using a free arm, but lowering your shoulder with two hands and kind of, bull dodging. So that was a call, warding off.
Well, that's a call that Bethpage can ill afford to have at this stage in the game, as they need those offensive possessions desperately here. Fought 6-2 as we approach here the end of the first half, about 4:22 remaining here in the second quarter. And the last thing you want to do is give the ball back to the Vikings.
Yeah, and they're not gonna stall here, right? They're gonna keep attacking their matchups, and they've been getting the shots that they want.
Yeah, things are working for North Shore here. They've already put one more on the board in the first half than they did in the first game. As we see a pass there, hit the ground, fight for it. Nice effort there by Albanese. And it'll be Bethpage ball. Castles, here's a shot on net. And we get a save. Kevin Mouton, number 5, 21 goals on the year for him. Bethpage will take it from anybody right now that can get a shot on net, but a nice job by Kahn. And now we're going to get a timeout on the field.
So that last possession for Bethpage, you kind of live and die with the early offense. Coach McCoy has preached all week to go fast. That might have been a possession that you want to pull out, get a good possession, or at least get a better shot than 12, 13 yards.
So let me ask you this: Bethpage is struggling on offense right now. What can they do? Can he change anything up? Can they work some plays? How do you beat the zone? How do you even get some shots on net right now?
I just, you got to draw two, right? So the idea of exactly what North Shore wants Bethpage to do, they're doing. They're just passing the ball on the perimeter. When you went back to Leon's goal, he dodged downhill into the teeth of the zone, and it forces 2 or 3 guys to play you. So once that happens, then you move it to the next guy, one more, and you should be able to get some backside looks. But if you're not penetrating that zone, they're pretty much just standing in their 3-3 zone, and there's really no rotation. You need the defense to rotate in order to get shots. They might not be on the crease shots. They might be from 8 or 9 yards. But you got to bury those, or at least make Kahn make those saves.
We told you we try to get you some updated scores around Conference C in both boys and girls. We've got our first update for you. It comes up in North Shore for the girls' game. They're taking on Lynbrook today in the quarterfinals, and it's the Vikings out first in the first quarter with a 4-0 lead over the Lynbrook Owls, coached by Megan McCormick. And I know they're trying to get to the semifinals as well. So North Shore lacrosse off to a good start here today, Coach.
Yeah, and the boys would like that to continue for them. This possession is important, right? We'll see how they, this one you might slow down a little bit, 6-2. Maybe choose some clock. Make sure you get the look that you want.
That is Dimitri, guarded by Groom.
Groom's done a great job on him so far.
Yeah, Dimitri has had slow going here, but his other teammates have picked it up. Albuhasa, and guarded there by Matthew Schneider. There's a shot by Murphy. Murphy has been a breath of fresh air for North Shore today.
Yeah, he's pretty much getting a shot off whenever he wants.
Yeah, that quick stick, shooting lefty. Keener all over Graber. Forces a tough pass there. Kicked around and picked up by North Shore. Just kind of their luck today.
That was a great job by Cute to keep that ball from going over and keeping the possession for North Shore.
That's Richard Cute, the senior. He's got a few ground balls on the year, 13. Keeping things alive here, North Shore, as the clock continues to tick here in the second quarter, 2:27. And North Shore holding on to a 6-2 lead.
So they're playing a little two-man action here up top with the two middies against the two short sticks. Kind of running some picks, some dummy picks, allowing the middies to pretty much dodge downhill.
Bethpage defense looking good. Stick up and turnover caused there by Patrick Kerrigan, number 37.
Another ground ball in their offensive end.
Just
by
seems
North
like
Shore.
they pick up every ground ball.
That's the key. Bethpage has gotten some stops, but they just haven't gotten the possessions to get out.
Give North Shore a ton of credit. And this game is, folks, is eerily similar to May 4th. It's almost like Groundhog's Day. 5-2 at the half on May 4th, 6-2 with 90 seconds to go here in the first half in the quarterfinals. Here comes the possession for Bethpage, and they would like to put one in. There's a nice move to the net for an open look. The extra pass, and now they'll work it around. Smartly going to wait. It was all started by Brandon Beston, number 21 on that series.
So let's see if they can get into those seams here. Let's see if they can get someone to get into that defense, draw a triple team right as the zone collapses and move the ball.
Well, you got to be looking at Leon, I would think, number 18. He's the guy that generates the offense, but they're not looking his way to start. Now he comes in motion.
The idea of changing the shape, might help. Maybe look to a 1-4 or some kind of different look to change up the 3-3 look of their zone, which they seem very comfortable in.
There was a good look that time by Steve Gabrinowitz. Fired a little wide. Bethpage keeps possession. Kevin Mouton, number 5. And there's Leon, and he's guarded by Murphy.
So it looks like North Shore has switched it up here. It looks like they're man-to-man.
Yeah. And, that's something Coach McCoy was surprised that Kozlowski went to that later in the second half in the first game. Is it just a case of giving somebody a different look?
Definitely. I think it's like a chess match, right? Trying to come out and, you're in a zone. Now it goes out of bounds. Now you're in man.
Right.
Those are types of things to kind of, have the offense just think about what they're doing. And sometimes when you're not in that mindset of dodging the score and you're just kind of moving it around, that's when you can kind of get them, two guys are on the same page. Some of the guys on offense are not, and you can get a turnover. Like right before that timeout, they threw a pass that was picked off, but a good timeout by Coach McCoy.
Another score coming in on the girls' side. Also in Conference C, Wantagh taking on the Bethpage girls lacrosse team. So we got Bethpage and North Shore here on the boys' side. The girls are on the road in Wantagh, and right now, 3 minutes to halftime there, the Warriors with an 8-4 advantage over Bethpage in the first half. Girls lacrosse quarterfinals, Wantagh leading Bethpage 8-4. The only other boys game today in Class C quarters is up in Cold Spring Harbor, but not till this evening, 7 o'clock. Floral Park beating Seaford on Monday. They get Cold Spring Harbor at their place in Cold Spring Harbor. And then the other two quarterfinal matchups, Coach, are tomorrow, actually. They split the days, so 2 today, 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, it'd be interesting tonight to see, pay the price of admission to see the face-off guys go at it tonight. And then tomorrow's interesting, that Wantagh-Mineola game is very interesting with Renner from Mineola playing so well.
So back in action here, 15 seconds to go in the half. See what Coach McCoy called. He's got Gabrinowicz freed up and a little wide of net. They had a shot, though, Coach.
Yeah, and North Shore came out with a little bit of a wrinkle there, a little pressure-type defense, and almost backfired on him.
1 second, got to get it off. He doesn't see, and that's going to end the half. Unbelievable job by the North Shore Vikings to put themselves right back in the same spot they were in 12 days ago. Can they complete the job, though? Because Bethpage came back in the second half, which we'll talk about on the other side of this break. But, Coach, give us a wrap-up here of the first half. 6-2, very identical to 12 days ago. What have you seen?
To me, it's all about possession. North Shore's dominated the amount of possession in the first half. Even when Bethpage had gotten a stop or gotten a save, North Shore has ridden the ball back. They've picked up the ground balls. You know, when you're not winning faceoffs and you're playing so much defense, it puts a lot of pressure on the offense. And the fact that North Shore is switching up their defenses, some man, some zone, it definitely has, Bethpage just kind of looking around and, hopefully in the second half they figure it out and are able to get more shots on Con. I don't think that Bethpage has enough shots on net.
So that'll do it for us here before we take our halftime break. Once again, our score from Bethpage, North Shore 6 and the Eagles 2. We're back with second half action after this on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Hey sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life.
Now is the time to sign up with Varsity Media for this year's lacrosse season. We offer competitive filming rates for full season coverage of your team. Varsity Media also offers action photography during the lacrosse season as well. To learn more about our services, visit varsitymedia.net or give us a call today.
Ben Turchin back with you here at the half, our Varsity Media Game of the Week. It's the North Shore Vikings 6 and the Bethpage Eagles 2. I want to give you 2 score updates before we tell you about an upcoming live stream broadcast that we have on Saturday. First from Wantagh, girls lacrosse, the Warriors maintaining that 8-4 lead. It is now at halftime over Bethpage. So Bethpage fans watching right now, the Lady Eagles with a little bit of work to do as the second half about to get underway from Wantagh. And in North Shore, the Lynbrook Owls, the Lady Owls visiting North Shore, and the Vikings have an 11-4 lead at halftime in that game in girls lacrosse. So those are C quarterfinal matchups there. Okay, let's tell you about our Saturday live stream broadcast. It's not a lacrosse game, but it is the 4th annual Long Island High School Football Showcase. It'll be held at MacArthur High School, and we'll be on the air from about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Some of the best high school players in Nassau County and some other areas as well that you get a chance to see as they showcase their skills, offensive drills, defensive drills. There'll be one-on-ones. We'll have interviews with some football players and some coaches. There'll be college coaches coming down there to check out some of our local athletes. So if you want to tune into that right here on our YouTube channel, of course, youtube.com/varsitymedia, completely free, this Saturday, 10 o'clock on our YouTube channel, 4th Annual Long Island High School Football Showcase. Again, coming to you live this Saturday morning. We've got a couple of minutes left here before the start of the second quarter. We'll take another time out and back with second half action right after this on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Hey sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life.
Now is the time to sign up with Varsity Media for this year's lacrosse season. We offer competitive filming rates for full season coverage of your team. Varsity Media also offers action photography during the lacrosse season as well. To learn more about our services, visit varsitymedia.net or give us a call today.
Welcome back to Bethpage High School. Ben Turchin and Coach Brian Soper with you today to start the second half here. North Shore with a 6-2 lead over Bethpage. Coach, this is eerily similar, we talked about at the end of the first, to the game they played here at Bethpage on May 4th. The score at the half was 5-2. Today it's 6-2. In talking with Coach Kozlowski for North Shore, he said in the second half, the Bethpage defense showed up, they wore them down, North Shore had too many turnovers, and the Eagles were able to chip away with the help of Brian Hanley, their goalie, who's already off to a hot start. So my question for you is, can those things happen again today for Bethpage to get back in this game?
I think both coaches have an advantage, right? They're both kind of preaching. Bethpage is able to say, we've been here before, we can chip back, it just takes one play. And then North Shore, they know that what happened earlier, right? So they're going to be pushing that, let's not let that happen. It all comes down to possessions. Bethpage can't get into this game if they don't, win some face-offs and, clear the ball and get some stops.
Well, one of the things in the first time these two teams played is Ryan Murphy had just come back after being out for almost the entire season, and he didn't have his game legs under him. We have seen, Coach, I think you would agree, that number 19 for North Shore has made a dramatic impact on this game, and maybe that will help keep momentum for the Vikings here in the second half because they didn't really have that.
I think he's been the second best player offensively for North Shore. If he's not shooting, he's been generating some offense and some slides. And definitely looks fresh and fast.
And maybe that's something that Bethpage they haven't had an answer for number 19, as you see him right there for the maroon and white. They go to work first on offense with the face-off win by who else? Steve Graber. Michael Albanese, number 2.
Here's Graber changing his stick again and getting right back out there on offense.
Are you seeing anything different defensively to start the second half from Bethpage?
I think Bethpage wants to push out, right? They want to, especially on the poles, right? Their poles need to really start to dominate this game. Coach McCoy wanted that to be the case, so you got to lean on those poles down there who have been your anchor for this season and the seasons past.
That's Feldman, and North Shore working it around behind the net. Dimitri looking to get off a shot there, but Groom, the defense has been outstanding by Kevin Groom.
Yeah, their poles have been rock solid. Now they're going to attack the two short sticks up top here,
right.
And
Is there anything the poles can do to come in and step up a little bit?
No, the thing you have to do, great look. The thing you have to do is you got to push out on the midfield. The midfield has to push out on those guys, so let the defenders play their guys longer, so that they can't just make that pass to the midfield and let the midfielders get the ball. So, pushing out a little bit on the adjacents and letting the defenders work a little bit more.
There you see the defender working fantastic. Again, Kevin Groom, the Stony Brook commit, only a junior, so Coach McCoy gets him again next year. Dimitri has just not been able to find much room for North Shore because of Kevin Groom today. That's Graber and Alex Keener right on him. What, that head fake and shot on goal. Now Keener's complaining. I don't know what he's looking for, Coach. The goal is going to count, but as soon as he made the head fake, Keener kind of gave up on the play.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to call him for a ward or something like that, but he's got to continue playing, and the other players, quite honestly, have to keep playing as well.
So, okay, fooled our camera guy. Unfortunately, you see the shot on goal, but if you're seeing it live, Keener, who's an unbelievable defensive player, once you had mentioned the ward, he just kind of froze.
Yeah, he lost his stick, so he stopped playing. But the other players weren't really paying attention either. Yeah. So, right there, that's a fire-hot position with the best player on their team going towards the net. You need to react quicker.
Graber putting the North Shore Vikings ahead 7-2. Now a 5-goal lead here for the Vikings. The 5 seed coming into this game, looking to move on to the semifinals for the first time since 2017, where they would face, we think, we shouldn't say for sure, but we think Cold Spring Harbor, who plays today at 7 o'clock against Floral Park. That's what's on the line today. And right now, North Shore has come out firing from all cylinders. There's a long pole shot by Richie Cute.
Another ground ball, right? Another ground ball, another 50-50 ball that's dominated by North Shore. That last faceoff was optimistic for Bethpage. Won it pretty clean. I think Graber was a little bit tired, but winning that faceoff, perhaps that can change some momentum at the X.
Not much of a rush here for North Shore. Keener steps up and a nice look back, and we're going to get a penalty there.
The Bethpage defensively seems a little frustrated. I mentioned it earlier. They're starting to swing their sticks a little bit more. Feet aren't moving as much. That's just playing a lot of defense and getting tired.
Try a little pick play to free up Dimitri that time.
So now they have a short stick that gets stuck on Graber.
There's a shot by Murphy that sailed wide, and now we're going to get the penalty call. It's going to be 1 minute on Keener. So Alex Keener will take a seat, and North Shore will go man up, Brian, for the next minute.
The last man down, Bethpage shut Graber. Let's see if they do it again. And if you remember, they got a skip look to another player for a goal. So it looks like they're doing the same thing. They're shutting off Graber on the man down here. And try to make someone else beat them on the extra man.
That's Matthew Schneider, number 26, eyeing Graber. So the Vikings with a man-up situation, 45 seconds remaining in the penalty. Working it around. See if they free up Murphy. No, quick shot and goal. Dominic Calderoni, a hat trick today for number 27. And, Coach, what did you see on that easy goal there for North Shore?
So that's his second man-up goal, similar from a feed from the same spot, this time a little bit closer to the net. Sometimes when you shut someone off on the man up, it changes your rotations. So, Graber was just kind of clogging up the middle there, and it allowed for the player to sneak behind him for the goal.
Calderoni with 3 goals today.
I would anticipate maybe on the next man up not shutting and trying to play it straight.
Right. 8-2 now our score. So North Shore making sure they is not a repeat performance from May 4th in their second half. They've come out just like they did in the first half with a couple of quick goals to start the second half in this game. And Coach Aaron Kozlowski and his staff have to be pretty pleased with the way his team has showed up today.
Possessions. Another one for North Shore. Another face-off win. This time Graber brought it out to his wings, and North Shore has the ball again. And a frustrated Bethpage defense has to dig in and try to get another stop.
Right. We're approaching 7.5 minutes here in the third quarter, and there could be a stop potentially, but Graber, be too difficult to get the ball out of that guy's stick. Can sense a little bit of that frustration by Bethpage. We saw Keener on the bench for a minute. We saw a couple of guys there get a penalty. North Shore trying to capitalize on some of these mistakes. Here's one guy not giving up. That's Kevin Groom, number 42, making it difficult for Murphy. Murphy with a feeble attempt there, not even a shot on net. They're going to call it a shot, Coach, but I don't know that I would agree with that one.
Yeah, I think it was a pass, but they deemed it a shot, and you gotta wipe it off and dig back in on defense. So Groom gets a switch there onto Dimitri. Groom's been tremendous. Looking at him as a defenseman, just to stay at home, sits down in his stance, pushes, gets physical at the point of attack. He's got great feet.
Yeah, Stony Brook is getting a great one there. Here's a shot. And that one, no good by Forrest Dimitri. So give him credit. He's at least trying to make something happen. It hasn't been easy for him, but at least he's trying to get a shot.
Gotta clear this for Bethpage and get a possession and get a shot.
Adam Edhoud able to do that, number 29. Right back to Christian Castles. And we'll see if Bethpage can work some magic here on their offensive set. You know, we haven't mentioned Leon's name in a while. Are you surprised by that? He got off to a good start.
I think it's tough to face off against Graber and then play defense and then go down and play offense. And, you know, someone else of Bethpage is going to have to step up for them.
Well, seeing as how Graber's been successful with the faceoffs, would you think about not having Leon take those faceoffs?
The thing you could think about is putting a pole up there, you know, having Keener just be there and stand up and play against them. But it's tough because Graber can win it back, he can win it forward, he can win it, use his wings. So, you know, it's difficult when you have a face-off guy who's very, you know, dynamic and pretty much can do anything he wants with the ball.
Yeah, cause all kinds of issues for the opponents. There's a turnover, and that's not what Bethpage is looking for.
Yeah, you get a possession here, you know, after your defense digs in and gets a stop, and you know you give it right back. Now you got to ride. You got to try to get something cheap.
No, here they go. And
there you go.
Get a ground ball.
It's a great one-time ground ball there.
Kerrigan picks it up. A little chippiness there between Groom and Abul Hassa, but no penalties. Officials letting them play. Like to see that here. We are in the playoffs.
You know, kind of the opposite here. You know, Coach Kozlowski said in the first game that North Shore got worn down. It seems like mentally and physically a little bit. Bethpage seems to be worn down at this point.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that 100%. You could just kind of tell the body language on the field right now by the Eagles don't match up with what we're seeing here from North Shore. Graber back up top. Murphy can go left. Bounce and save.
You'll take that if you're Bethpage, right? Lefty, pretty good defense.
There's a look. Grabinowitz.
That was a great handle by Grabinowitz. Didn't get a ton on the shot, but at least it's the right look, and they get a good shot on net.
Coming right back, and here's a ground ball. Ooh, big check, and we're going to get a penalty there. Not one, but two flags are flying by Kyle Grabinowitz there. And you see Keener come over to him to settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that, you know, as coaches in the beginning of the season, we were warned about, that, you know, player safety is number one this season. And, you know, a hit like that, you know, a guy gets leveled down. You know, most likely, you know, in 2019, that's going to be a foul.
So how many minutes will that cost them? It's only one.
Yeah, it was just 1 minute. You know, the referees this year actually do have, in the high school lacrosse game, they have a targeting call that they can give that could actually lead to a 3-minute penalty and an ejection. But that's for a vicious head-type hit. I don't think that was a vicious hit with any intent to injure or anything like that. So it's a 1 minute releasable foul. Pretty standard for a hit these days.
Coach, the last time they were in this situation, they pretty much face-guarded Graber, and you thought the second time around they would switch off on that.
Yeah,
it looks like they're doing the exact same thing.
And if you watch, you know, it leaves North Shore has them pretty spread out. So now it's 4 guys trying to play 5 in a pretty spread out area, and that middle of that crease was wide open last time.
So we'll see if North Shore can take advantage. Here, man up with 32 seconds to go in the man up penalty.
So they've been feeding from that back spot here with 1.
Well, Calderoni is hiding in the middle, wanted at this 4th goal, but Hanley stepped up to intercept. Nice job being aggressive by the goalie.
But then he threw it right back.
Calderoni firing, but wide and high. Stays with North Shore.
So one of Coach McCoy's keys to the game was to eliminate mental mistakes, you know, and you get a man-down stop there, and Hanley, you know, throws the ball. You know, I like aggressiveness on the clear, but, you know, that one should have been held a little bit longer.
Final second in the penalty. Bethpage kills it. Calderoni chopping away, and we get a push. And no call by Abul Hassa. Fans here at Bethpage disagree. But Bethpage at least maintains possession here offensively.
Must score possession. Must score.
We have been saying that for a while. It's hard to believe, but they have not put a ball in net since the first quarter. North Shore has completely shut down this Eagle offense.
Someone's got to step up and dodge their guy, draw the slides, make the zone collapse, and hit the open guy in the backside. Might take 2 or 3 passes to get him, but you got it. You can't pass the ball around the perimeter.
See a flag fly here.
Most likely interference for not letting a guy move through.
And we'll get the call here momentarily. And you were right on the money. Interference on Dominic Gonzalez, number 26.
So man up for Bethpage, their first one of the game. Down by 6, 1:39 left. Let's see what Coach McCoy and the staff has drawn up here. They really need a goal.
Yeah, they have to have one, folks, to get back into this game, to get any momentum whatsoever here in the second half. They have not been able to do today what they were successful with on May 4th.
North Shore is playing a 5-man rotation. They're not locking the crease. They're rotating 5 guys.
Swinging it around, Leon, Kabrinowitz, Mouton.
Looks like they might wheel on the backside for a skip.
There was an opportunity, but not fielded cleanly by Steve Gabrinowitz, and now we have an injured North Shore player on the field. And with the injury, we're going to step aside here. 1:10 to go in the third quarter. 8-2 our score from Bethpage, with the Vikings in the lead on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. That is Richard Cute, number 20, the senior defenseman, and North Shore doesn't have that deep of a team, so that's an unfortunate injury to see there. You hope he's okay, and assuming North Shore moves on, you hope he's going to be healthy enough to play in the next game.
Yeah, Bethpage has come out in a 10-man ride, right? They're 10-man riding here. It's like a full-court zone press in basketball, hoping to steal a possession here. So the goalie was out of the net there, trying to create some turnovers. But yeah, injuries are definitely what you don't want. What you don't want at this time of the year.
Yeah, North Shore plays only about 18 guys or less. Cute is one of their starters.
I had a chance to coach him a few summers back when he was in like 8th grade. To see him out here now as an older player is pretty remarkable, and such a super nice kid. It's the last thing you want to see.
So it doesn't seem like they're in any hurry as the clock is ticking under 20 seconds here in the third. They'll hold for the final shot with a 6-goal advantage. Graber. Keener all over. Open man. What a pass by Graber to find Michael Albanese wide open And, Coach, everything working for North Shore.
Yeah, and that's what happened. When you have a player like Graber who draws so much attention, defensively you tend to ball watch there. You know, he gets a step. You know, Keener's, he's on him, right, but he stops playing his hands. Everyone on the defense is staring at him, ball watching, skip through, easy finish. But, when a guy gets that close to the net, you'd like to see a little more pressure on his hands so he can't get that cross feed. But again, playing so much defense, chasing people around, it's tough.
6 seconds to go here in the third. It's a 7-goal advantage for North Shore. They do switch it up on the face-off. That time, Matthew Schneider getting the look. And that'll end the third quarter here from Bethpage High School. 9-2 is our score. Bethpage with 1 quarter left to try to catch up in this game. We'll see if they can do it next on the other side here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media Streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. Welcome back for the start of the fourth quarter here from Bethpage High School, Howard Voigt's Field. It's Ben Turchin and Coach Brian Soper of Oyster Bay with you. 9-2 is our score. A very different second half today than what we saw on May 4th. North Shore, Coach, what can you say? Everything is working for them. And Bethpage, we've seen body language kind of sulking a little bit here. Coach McCoy has got his team in the huddle. If you're a coach, what are you telling the team right now?
Bethpage is a town that doesn't quit. They're hardworking, tough-nosed kids. And, rather than separating, you got to bring them together. You got to rally them together. And you just got to break now the fourth quarter into 2-minute segments and try to win each 2-minute segment. Defensively, I'm telling them that Vikings can't score 10. They have to have 9, right? We have to win this game 10-9. So defensively, I'm saying no more. Offensively, I'm saying someone needs to step up and make a play. And, possessions are important. So getting this first face-off is going to be very important for Bethpage.
We saw the 10-man ride at the end of the third quarter. Do you expect to see more of that here to force turnovers?
Yeah, you got to change it up. You got to mix it up, right? I might even start putting Groom on Graber, try to mix up some possessions, maybe get some fresher guys, maybe send some double teams, and really try to strategically try to get the ball on the ground. That's a big face-off win.
There you go, Leon getting back on the X with the face-off win. So that's a good start for the Eagles here to begin our fourth quarter. Winner of this game advances to the semifinals at Hofstra, and the loser season is over.
So Bethpage seems to be playing a little sub-game here. Keener's still on offense, with Graber changing here.
Leon that time on the shot, and that was a shot that Coach Kozlowski can live with. There's a behind the back. Beautiful look, Kyle Gabrinowitz. Send that one to Sports Center, folks. You had mentioned they're not going to give up, and there you go. Gabrinowitz, the junior, puts in his 15th goal of the year.
Win the first face-off, score on your first possession. That's exactly how you want it. Off ball, it seems North Shore here fell asleep a little bit. Great cut, behind-the-back finish. Sometimes, that's the best time to do that behind the back. When you're running out of angle, put it behind your back. The goalie's trying to track you. You put it right back where he was, and perfect time for a Bethpage goal.
Yeah, Joe Carozzo beaten on that one, which is, hard to believe. He's been so good this season, and just gave one up there to Bethpage. Another face-off win. This time Schneider Stick check and stolen away. Gonzalez.
Right, that has to stay in Bethpage's possession. You got to pull that out and get a possession.
Another ground ball. And Bethpage now is finally picking it up. Another shot. This one just left of the pipe by Mouton.
So again, great ride, questionable shot. There's no backup. You need the ball. You need possessions. 10-man ride. Here it is. North Shore is picking up with a short stick. So a little cat and mouse game here, trying to figure it out. And good job by Bethpage doubling the ball. Now you got to chase.
That's Khan, the goalie, looking for an open teammate. Finds Murphy.
There you go. You got to squeeze it.
Yep. 4 defenders now on Murphy, and he's able to break free.
They got exactly what they wanted there on the 10-man ride. They just got to be tougher and squeeze him. And 4 guys could have triple, quadruple teamed him there.
Now offensively for North Shore, you continue doing what you've been doing. It's worked all game, or do you start to slow it up now, fourth quarter?
I'm not completely playing stall, but I'm making sure that before we do go, I'm running a minute down.
So an extra pass type thing?
Yeah, extra pass. Really, really go when you get the matchup that you want.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that for North Shore. Graber. Keener staying on him. Calderoni, Feldman, working it around to Murphy. So North Shore in no hurry. Schneider. Murphy puts it on the turf. Then a little push. And it forces North Shore back a little bit.
I might try to limit the Graber touches, right? Maybe not let him touch the ball and just try to be aggressive against these, midfielders up top. Maybe send a little more double teams to create some disruption.
Yeah, I was about to say, at what point do you try to double here up top? Because the clock is ticking. That's a steal. Much needed Keener. And we're going to get a penalty on Steve Graber. But right now, Bethpage in transition. That's Groom, pole to pole.
Cute's back in there for North Shore.
Good to see. Number 20, who was hurt late in the third, is back out there.
So Keener picks it off, throws the pass to Groom. Right, those are your 2 guys. Right, they got to try to claw him back in this.
Are they going to say that's a shot or turnover?
Yeah, it's a flag down, so that negates the possession. So now Bethpage will have a must-score man up here.
Now it looks like Bethpage has a player getting stretched out here. Can't really tell the number on the sideline.
So the last time that they went man up, they looked for a little kind of sneak wheel action on the backside. We'll see if they go back to it. I'd like to see them shorten the pass and really make the one more pass rather than making the home run look.
That was David James, number 36, who's missed the past 4 games and playing today. Coach McCoy thought that he might be a guy they could rely on today. We haven't called his name too much and getting stretched out there, so perhaps he's not fully game ready today, but giving it an effort today. And James only a freshman. Extra pass, and there's a shot and a goal. Kevin Moot, number 5, the juniors, 22nd, and Bethpage will take it.
So that's what I was talking about. They did the backside a wheel. Instead of trying to make the home run pass, they made the 2 passes instead of 1. Right here, 33, Gabrinowitz. Great look here. One more look. The hockey assist from up top. And Mouton takes the extra step, right? Takes the extra step up the field. Is able to finish that 5-hole.
Bethpage connecting here for 2 goals in the fourth quarter after being shut out for the entire second and third quarter of this game. And they have cut the deficit to 5, 9-4. And now they have the ball again, folks. And a penalty coming. 2 flags.
3 straight face-off wins for Bethpage. 2 consecutive penalties for North Shore. May we have deja vu?
The only thing different about today's game is that they didn't get going, Bethpage, until the fourth quarter. Here's a shot and a goal from downtown. Brandon Bessity puts one in, the senior. And Bethpage has things rolling now. What an individual effort here, Coach.
Yeah, it's just giving someone too much room and, step in, take advantage, right? You got to be aggressive, right? The second, third quarters, right? Bethpage was passing it around, right? No one was aggressive. You haven't tested this goalie too much, right? Get a shot. Now you have 2 consecutive shots in, right? If you get that next shot in, now you really have some momentum going. So I would look to get a possession here, hopefully win another face-off, and shoot.
Now we got to talk a little bit about Steve Graber and his 68% face-off winning percentage. He'll definitely need that here. As you had mentioned, 3 in a row for the Eagles, and the fans into it now, as you see our camera shaking from the bleachers.
It's a man-down face-off, right?
Graber coming through, but it's a ground ball situation.
Bethpage gets this. They might use a timeout.
And it's picked up by North Shore. Jonathan Aledo with a big ground ball. And instead, it's going to be North Shore. Coach Aaron Kozlowski wants to talk things over. The momentum has shifted, and action is picked up here, folks. We thought we would get a game like this. We're going to take a timeout. We'll recap it on the other side. 9-5 with 7:54 to go on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Hey, sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life. Ben Turchin and Brian Soper with you from Bethpage High School. Conference C, quarterfinal action. 9-5 the story here late, Coach. Bethpage is getting it together, putting a couple of goals in net. 3 unanswered here in the fourth quarter with face-offs, extra effort. They're right back in this game.
Yeah, so that was a great ground ball by North Shore at the end to get that timeout, and Bethpage comes out in a really important 10-man ride here. Keener is all the way down now to make sure that Graber can't run it out by himself. They're looking for that pass to the middle, and then they got to try to triple team this and really get the ball on the ground. See, here it is. You got to squeeze this. Jump it.
Okay, North Shore.
Stay on it.
Coming through. Forrest Dimitri, one-handed, keeping it away from the defenders. Looks like he did a nice job there.
Great job by Dimitri.
So now Feldman now behind the net. Clock goes under 7:30 remaining here in this game, and North Shore can kind of slow it down a little bit here offensively.
There's still man down. So Bethpage has an extra guy.
8 seconds remaining here on the man down. So that'll be killed here. Now they're even. As you see Albanese coming onto the field.
This is probably the last possession that you can really think about playing straight up defensively and trying to get a stop. There's still enough time left to get a stop and cut the lead.
Albanese pass Schneider, work it out. Graber thought about the pass, but smartly keeps it as Groom had stepped in front. Feldman up top. We're at 6:35 to play. Murphy with a shot off the pipe.
He's pretty much been able to get any shot that he wanted today.
A little unlucky there by number 19, the junior midi.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy's been great.
But the North Shore Vikings keep possession. At what point in this series here, Coach, you have to step up on these North Shore middies?
I think you just have to send some, not crazy doubles to their face, but if they start to dodge, you might see a little double here.
Castles on Murphy, out. Graber, Feldman, looking for the extra pass. Oh, Albanese just missed one. And it's going Bethpage way. Good hustle there by the goalie, Hanley.
Yeah, that's being alert, right? No backup. Goalie's closest to the end line, and hopefully we get a clear here. And
Schneider can't hold possession, bobbling out of his stick. And it's going to stay Bethpage ball. Matthew Schneider, the senior midi. And did we get a timeout by Bethpage? I believe we did. Let's keep it right here, kind of strategize a little bit. Now Bethpage has the ball. They've got the timeout. Down by 4, 5.5 to go, Coach. Give us a little synopsis of where we're at right now.
Where we're at is that Bethpage needs to score a goal, right? You'd like to score it earlier rather than later. If I'm Coach McCoy, I'm just really preaching the fact that the last 2 shots that we've taken on net have gone in, even one that was a little bit further out. You have to make him make a save. So when we get the shot, we get the look we want, we got to bury it. Bury it, face off, win the ground ball, and keep this game going. Defensively, is see what North Shore comes out in. Is it zone? Is it man-to-man? Are they going to press out? So that's what's difficult about this huddle for Coach McCoy is you got to kind of have 2 game plans going if they see zone, if they go man. But I think both the strategies should be to be aggressive and to really try to get a shot earlier rather than later.
One player for Bethpage that we haven't really mentioned and we haven't seen him take shots is Leon, number 18, the senior midi on his way to Geneseo. He scored the game-winning goal on May 4th. He scored the first one today, but we really haven't seen much. Do you think Coach McCoy tries to involve him here on this set?
Yeah, I definitely like the action where they can get Leon to dodge and draw a slide, and I like what Mouton did on that last play where he caught it and took the extra step. So I would try to run something where I can get some movement by the North Shore defense, and I think I'd like Mouton to kind of end up with this shot on the attack, or obviously Leon drawing some shots from up top.
So let's see. It's going to be worked around. There is Mouton. You had mentioned him, Gabrinowitz. And there's Leon. So you got the 2 Gabrinowitz brothers and Leon at the top.
And North Shore's in their 3-3 zone.
Ryan Smith, number 7. For Bethpage, working it around. The extra passing. Do they have this much time, Coach, to wait?
No, they're doing exactly what North Shore wants them to do is they're passing it around the perimeter. They're not making the defense rotate at all. I really like 26, Genzali, the pole for North Shore, only a sophomore. Really aggressive and just a scrappy player.
He's been all over the place today for the Vikings, causing a turnover there and coming away with it. Genzali, you had mentioned his name, and there he goes.
Yeah, we had the meetings for the end of the season, and they called him.
Here's Graber. Extra pass, too easy. Calderoni is 4th of the game. And we'll see if that's the clincher for the Vikings. Boy, Graber's so impressive, Coach.
Yeah, but it's, Graber's at the end of that, but Genzali causes the turnover, scoops the ball up, runs it down, gets it to Graber. Defense is forced to slide upfield, and you get an easy dunk goal there. I was mentioning, at the meeting the other night, all the coaches in Class C were calling Genzali just a ground ball machine. And, one-time ground balls, whether it's college or high school, they win playoff games. And that's exactly what you saw there.
44 ground balls coming into this game.
Only sophomore.
For Dominic Genzali. An unbelievable play there to get things going as Graber wins the faceoff. And you got to give credit to the Vikings. When Bethpage stormed out here to start the 4th quarter, they have kind of weathered the storm, put another goal in net, milked a little bit of clock, and right now they have things where they want them with 4 minutes to go and a 5-goal lead.
And Bethpage right now is in full scramble mode. Hanley's out of the net. It's an empty net. Even though it's empty as a coach, you don't need to shoot it. Killing the clock.
That one sails to the midway line, and it's going to go Bethpage ball.
So Coach Kozlowski would have probably liked a little more patience there, and maybe milking that clock a little bit further down. You got to go quick if you're Bethpage.
Absolutely. 3:39 to go. Here's a shot. Made the goalie save it, but it was a little bit long range as Kahn comes away. A little pressure here put on by Ryan Smith, but easily able to get it out to a long pole. And that was Richard Cute. And now we're going to get a timeout by North Shore. Comes with 3:17 to go here in the game. They have a 5-goal lead. We'll be back with more action here in the fourth from Bethpage on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Interested in sponsoring a live stream broadcast? Varsity Media streams offer tremendous visibility for your business. Contact us at 516-403-2050 for rates and packages. .314 to go here in this game. It's been a good one. We appreciate you tuning in with us today. 10-5 is our score. The Vikings with a 5-goal lead here. And 3 minutes away, Coach, from moving on to the semifinals. The first time they're doing that in 2 years. And if we can spend a minute talking about that game, which we think will probably be Cold Spring Harbor. This is the team that beat Cold Spring Harbor in Class C 4-2 a couple of weeks ago. They're not going to be afraid of Cold Spring.
And that's half the battle. You know, Cold Spring has kind of had this run in the Class C's, unprecedented, really not losing a game. So yeah, that's huge for North Shore, knowing that they can go in there and beat them.
There's an empty net goal scored by Forrest Dimitri, so he finally gets on the board today. And you like to see that. 11-5 now is our score. And it does look like North Shore is going to move on here in this game. Let's take another look at the open goal.
Very tough situation when the ball is out front. You're trying to double team, but everything is in front of you. You know, it's not like you're in a corner or behind where it's easy to double. So it really puts you in a tough spot defensively.
Clock shows 3:06. Graber again on the faceoff. He's been devastating there today, like he has been all season long. And, Coach, you had mentioned that Cold Spring Harbor has a pretty good one in De Janeiro, and it'll be him and Graber. We'll be looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Class C is absolutely loaded with faceoff guys. Wantoa, Locust Valley, Graber, Floral Park. So, those are just wars all season long. So these guys are battle-tested, and they've faced off against each other.
Ball on the carpet. Picked up by Groom. Bethpage will try here for an unsettled situation. Leon. And that goes right to Kahn. Almost looked like Leon ran out of steam there, Coach, at the end.
Yeah, and, the two last shots by Bethpage were pretty much right in the same spot.
Calderoni, number 6. But he's having an outstanding game.
Yeah, obviously, that was a complete breakdown there by Bethpage, coming down, getting a shot, making a save, kind of deflated there. 6 goals. It's a pretty good afternoon.
He has half the amount of goals here for North Shore today. And Coach Aaron Kozlowski had said we need other guys to step up. And he got it today from Dominic Calderoni. Now 37 goals on the season. for the junior. Graber once again. We'll see Bethpage step up with some pressure. Goes to his knees, maintains possession. Now the flag comes in late. And we'll see, will this be a man up for North Shore? So Kyle Gabrinowitz assessed the penalty. And it just looks like at this point, Coach, 32nd man up. It doesn't look like Bethpage will have enough ammunition today to get back into this one.
No, just played way too much defense. You know, give them credit in the fourth quarter. They came out, you know, scored a few goals there. You know, but too many fouls down the stretch, some unforced turnovers, and, you know, some saves by the North Shore goalie. But, you know, I wish, you know, Bethpage probably wishes they had the placement of some of those shots at the end there, had them back. So I'd be shocked if North Shore shoots the ball here.
Yeah, they have the man advantage for another 7 seconds as the clock approaches 90 seconds remaining in this game. North Shore will move on. They'll head to Hofstra. They'll face the winner of Cold Spring Harbor Floral Park. That game tonight at 7 o'clock, about 35 minutes or so from now, up in Cold Spring Harbor. The number 1 seed and a team that North Shore beat earlier in the season 4-2.
I'm sure, you know, whoever wins that game, if it happens to be Cold Spring Harbor, you know, Coach Bond will remind them of that the whole week.
Right. And they'll be watching a lot of that game film. And then the other quarterfinal brackets tomorrow, we talked about that a little bit, to determine who will be moving on to the semifinals. You have Locust Valley Lynbrook, Coach. I think that's a really good game. Lynbrook got off to a slow start. They lost their goalie. Then they got hot. They beat Bethpage here 7-6. They got the goalie back, and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull up an upset today.
Yeah, and Lynbrook, you know, I thought Plain Edge, we played Plain Edge. They were in CD2 this year, and they were one of the playoff teams that went undefeated in CD2. And I really thought that going into that game that Lynbrook and, you know, Plain Edge would have maybe some success, and they only scored 2 goals. So Lynbrook defensively, they play a tough zone. Goalies are always good, and they have guys who just kind of figure it out and grind out wins. So it's gonna be an interesting game. You know, both teams play zone, right? So it's interesting how those two things match up. You know, face-offs are going to be key. And I know Locust Valley has a really good face-off guy.
Well, they have a lot. They have weapons all over the field for Coach Jim Casper, and they also have a ton of coaching knowledge, coaches that have been around.
My coach, Chuck Arnone from Hicksville.
Yeah, I mean, guys that have been there over 100 years of lacrosse experience, maybe more, probably more between them, probably closer to 150, but I don't want to age them. But so they got coaches, they've got weapons, and then in the other game you had mentioned, Wantagh, they'll take on Mineola tomorrow. And the winner of the Wantagh-Mineola game and the winner of the Locust Valley Lynbrook game will face each other in the semifinals. We'll pull up the bracket one more time for you after this game is completed, as ball in Stevie Graber's hands, and why wouldn't it be? The senior captain, who's had a tremendous game today. He's done everything. Scored, assists, defense, obviously the face-offs when needed, and it's rightfully so that he holds on to the ball as North Shore completes the rematch win. 12-5 is our final from Bethpage. It's the Vikings that will be moving on to the semifinals. And, Coach, great job by Coach Kozlowski and these boys today.
Yeah, North Shore came in, you know, maybe playing that extra game. Sometimes it can really help you be a little fresher. It looked definitely like North Shore was a little crisper offensively and with their passing. You know, so maybe actually playing that game that Bethpage got the bye with. Right. That could you know, what you think maybe will be a curse actually works out to be a blessing for you. But I think, you know, dominating possessions, getting extra scoring from other people other than Graber. And I thought defensively, you know, Jinsali, cute, and, you know, the goalie made stops, Khan made stops when he had to. So I would say that if you're going to ask Coach Kozlowski a perfect game coming in, what it would look like, that was it.
We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll come back. We'll wrap up the broadcast. We'll let you know who our Igloo Lacrosse Player of the Game is, and we'll take one final look at the Class Conference C brackets, and then we'll bid you goodbye here. Our final broadcast for lacrosse this season. 12-5 our final. Back to wrap it up on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Hey, sports fans, why settle for watching games after they've been played? Varsity Media brings the action to you live. Contact us today to learn more about streaming your events live. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. We highlight your life. All right, Ben Turchin, Brian Soper back with you. It's time for our Igloo Lacrosse Player of the Game. And, Coach, this was an easy one. 6 goals today for the junior, Dominic Calderoni. He was a beast today.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Kozlowski preached all week about, other guys stepping up, right? Graber gets all the attention, and sometimes, that allows other guys to get their opportunities. And, I don't know if he missed a shot. I think he might have been 6 for 6 or 6 for 7 with that type of percentage and getting those looks. It's not like the looks were, where he had to create for himself, right? His teammates definitely got him involved, and he was the guy at the end who finished the ball. And, finishing is a lost art in lacrosse. Sometimes you just need that ball to go in, and Calderoni did a good job, getting those balls in and, scoring for North Shore. And especially those ones on the man up, I think those were big because you're shutting Graber, and it's pretty much daring someone else to beat you. And then when you get beat, it's deflating.
Let's take a look again at the brackets, the Conference C playoff brackets. We'll take another look at that now as we have our first team into the semifinals, and that's the North Shore Vikings. You see them at the top half of the bracket. Moving on to Hofstra, that'll be next Tuesday, May 21st, either a 5 or 7 o'clock start, and the opposite bracket will have that. Coach, really quick, Cold Spring Harbor, Floral Park, they face off in 25 minutes. Couple of words, what do you see there?
I think Floral Park is going to play inspired lacrosse, right? Their face-off guy has been tremendous all year. Kelly and Kozak have scored goals for them. And I think the North Shore win has helped all the teams in the conference to kind of get past some of that invincibility of Cold Spring Harbor. So I'm sure they're going to come in fired up, but Coach Bond is a master at getting his teams ready and motivated. I'm sure he's used that loss this year to motivate them, and they're so strong defensively. Coach Bond always has a great game plan. So if Floral Park's gonna hang in there, they better bring their A game.
And on the bottom of the bracket, real quick, and these games are tomorrow, folks. Locust Valley up in Center Island, all the way up in Bayville. Water to your left, Water to your right. Gorgeous place to play. They're going to host Lynbrook, the 6th seed. Wantagh tomorrow, 5 o'clock. They're going to take on Mineola, and that'll be the bottom of the semifinals. Also at Hofstra on Tuesday, either 5 or 7 o'clock. Before we get out of here, we just want to remind you, on Saturday from MacArthur High School, we're going to be coming to you with our 4th annual Long Island High School Football Showcase. Some of the top players in Nassau County and the surrounding areas will be showcasing their skills in front of football coaches, college football coaches from around the tri-state area and beyond. And we will have that showcase for you live right here on the Varsity Media YouTube channel, youtube.com/Varsity Media. So please subscribe, hit the little bell, and you'll be updated as to all of our live streams. But tonight is our final lacrosse game of the season. Coach, thank you for hopping on again for the second time. It's been great having you with us. And for our entire crew today, Chris directing, Steve and Joe working the cameras, our final again here from Bethpage. It's the Vikings moving on to the semifinals in Conference C. We'll see you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.